Hey everyone, welcome to Booster Tutor. I'm Brandon, and wow, this one's a little bit late. This is my 10,000 subscribers Q&A, and I am past 11,000, so sorry about that. But I'll be doing this one, and then very soon I'll do 11,000, so don't worry. Both gonna have giveaways, but I asked for some questions about me or anything, whatever you want to know, and I'd answer them for this. So let's get started. First, we have Joseph E., who asked, "What is your favorite memory recently in Magic?" So I think making day two of GP San Jose is pretty up there. I mean, it's not that big accomplishment, I guess, for most people or like pros or anything. But for me, I've never done it before. I didn't think I was going to. Like, I went there just to have fun, figure I was going to scrub out and then just do side events. But making day two, it was pretty nerve wracking. It was just a great feeling. Also, I won a PPTQ, I don't know, like a year or two ago. That was a sealed for Battles Zendikar. That was nerve wracking too. That was crazy. Another one I just didn't think I was going to do that well at. Just figured I'd have some fun with sealed. Won that. Went to an RBTQ. It was standard. Got destroyed. But you know what? A ton of fun. Loved it. It was great. He also asks, do you think there's a higher chance to draw a mythic or money rare from a fat pack rather than boosters from a booster box? Actually, I'd say yeah, kinda. I've noticed that whenever I buy a fat pack, that I'll get one or two mythics, and that's 9 packs. So that's a pretty good. A lot of times, also, I notice that there is a lot of foils or just like rare foils. I get like one in a fat pack. Money rares, I don't know. Money, like even mythics, maybe not so much. Like it's hard to tell if you're gonna get like something worth a lot. But definitely, I've noticed I get a lot more mythics than I do fat packs. Though they are $40, and that's 9 packs, whereas a booster box is 36 packs and around $100. So I don't know if the value is really there. Eh. Okay, and lastly, he asks, "How are you so good at finding random buys?" Oh, well, thank you. Uh, Years of doing it. Like I just been going on Craigslist and looking at like websites and stuff, just looking for Magic cards, looking for bundles to buy. Hopefully, get them cheap. Open them up, see what we get, see if there's something good. I've been doing that for a long time. I've made plenty of mistakes. I remember one of my first ones was like a 5 row of Magic cards wasn't filled up, like dirt inside, just nasty. And there was like a ton of proxy cards. And the guy was like, "Oh yeah, there's some proxies in there that me and my friends made, and we just play with those. So you can play with those." I was like, "Yeah, that seems like a good idea." It was like $65 for just a bunch of junk, just because I was too afraid to say no because I went like not even that far to meet him. But I was just like, "Oh, I'm putting him out, so I came all this way, he came all this way. I should just buy it." Don't do that. That's just dumb. Don't waste your money. Like I've learned the hard way just to walk away, say no, and to haggle. And like people just think their collections are worth a lot when they're not. Like they have a ton of commons and they think I have a ton of cards here. It's like, yeah, but they're all worth a penny or less. So yeah, that's how I do it. Just keep on keeping on. Next, we have Evan H., who asks, if you could spend a day on a plane, which one would it be? Oh, just one day? Probably Kaladesh. I know it's like the most recent, basically, but wow, that is a crazy plane. Like, I love to see all the inventions, the vehicles, just like how it seems like bustling with life. Only a day, though, because I wouldn't want to deal with the consulate and all the drama going on with the politics there. Yeah, so I think they did a great job making that world, and I'm sure we'll return to it again someday. Hopefully not too soon. Chad G asked, if you had the chance to design a card, what would it be/do? Okay, I think I would want to make like some kind of sword, like that sort of ice and fire and light and shadow, something like that. Maybe like black, red sword of Fast and Furious, sword of Live Free or Die Hard, something like that. Don't really know what to do, but I love equipments. I think they haven't made too many good equipments lately. I know they're afraid to. Like, they always seem to be busted when they're really good. So, because they just go on anything. Yeah. But I'd love to do that. All right. He also asks, favorite draft set, including Cube. Well, Cube. I mean, any well-made Cube is just amazing to play. There's so many synergies. There's just like so many archetypes. It's just amazing. I love it. Other than that, I think the original Innistrad. That's really when I got in my groove for drafting. Like, I pretty much started off with came back with originals in the car and drafted a little bit here and there. But with Innistrad, I just really got into it and I loved it. That set was just so deep. So many things you could do. It was just a ton of fun. Oh, man, I wish you could go back to that and not Shadows. That was not as fun. Oh, and also original Modern Masters. Loved original Modern Masters. That had like tribal themes and just like five color. So good. Haven't really got to draft Modern Masters 2017 too much. Looks like it could be good. Looks like it's a lot of color fixing though, so it could just be all over the place. But Modern Masters original one, oh, love that. And GP Vegas, though it was sealed, was so fun. He also asked, "What Magic content do you enjoy?" Well, I'm a mailman, so mainly I'm walking around all day, so I listen to podcasts like all day long. It's the only way just to not keep me bored. So I listen to podcasts mainly. Limited Resources, Magic the Amateuring, the Spike Feed, MTG Goldfish. Also, I like Q podcasts, but man, they were really strong for a little bit, and then it's kind of died down. Like the Joy of Cubing hasn't done an episode in forever. The Magic Box, I think, kind of just they moved away, so it kind of quietly died. The Third Power is still around, but only once in a while. So, yep, love listening to podcasts. I know it's yeah, there's a ton of them out there. He also asked, "Have you ever been involved in a high-speed car chase?" Don't answer this one. Well, I don't need to answer it because it never happened, Chad. Helmy H asked, "What are your favorite Magic cards and or sets?" First off, Tabernacle. I love that card. I know it's super expensive and crazy, but I've always wanted to make an EDH deck where everything costs for my opponents just like one or two more. So you have Tabernacle, you have like Thorn of Amethyst, Lodestone Golem, stuff like that. And then cards that make my stuff cheaper, so it kind of evens it out. So there's more, and mine like kind of stay the same. It just to mess with people. I love that. Also, I love Geist of Saint Draft because it's from Innistrad. I just love the effect of that, like having your guy then attacking, making tokens. It has hexproof. I had like a standard deck where I had him with Spectral Flights. I think I put like three of them on him one time, and it was just I love that. It was dumb and just a lot of fun. Lastly, Mana Tithe, because I love dumb cards, and that's one of the dumbest cards. It's Force Spike, but for white. Like, why? It's so good. I love it. And Magic Set, Innistrad. Original Innistrad is just the best. I've said it before. You know why. I love it so much. Also, the flavor of it. Oh, so good. Peekabee asks, pick one. Artifacts, creatures, lands, instants, sorceries, enchantments, planeswalkers. Creatures. I mean, a good creature you just can't beat. Like a creature that's like well cost, good power and toughness, and has like an ETB effect or something. I love that. Just like you get so much value out of it. It's basically just a spell with a creature attached to it, or vice versa. And then sorceries, they're fine. Planeswalkers, they're just so hit or miss, and sometimes just overpower so much. Or yeah, enchantments I do like, but a lot of times there's just enchantments that do nothing. Like 5 mana do nothing enchantments is a big thing. Don't like those. Lands I do like, but they can just be so overpowered, or just like they have to go in a certain deck. Don't like that so much. A good land is good though, like Tabernacle. Love that. Artifacts, I do love artifacts, but they also can just feel kind of blah, like so bland, like they just go in anything. Yeah, I do love equipments. But yeah, I think creatures, I'll definitely go with that, always. What's your favorite alternate win condition? Milling. I mean, it's the most like casual like thing you can do, and I love it. It's just so fun. It's fun to make a deck around milling. Yeah, there's easy ways to get around of it. A lot of times you cannot win with it, but when you do, it feels so good, and just yeah, always love milling. Lastly, she asked, if you could be a legendary creature and or commander, what would you be? Well, I did it. Made my own creature. It's really dumb, but here you go. Brandon, Host of Hoarders. 1 blue, red, white for legendary creature, human host. It's a 3/3. And when Brandon, Host of Hoarders, enters the battlefield, exile a card at random from each opponent's hand. Until end of turn, you may cast those cards, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. Alright, so this is pretty dumb. Basically, I was trying to make a random buy. Just like, comes into play, I get to take one of your cards, get to take a bunch of them. I was going to make it spending mana, and it costs 2 less, but that was just, there's too much text. It was too wordy. It would be like a real random buy then, because you get it for less. But decided on this. I think it's a fun effect. It's not broken or anything. It's not too crazy, I don't think. It's a little crazy. But yeah, I like it. Oh, whatever. All right, next we have a Rumblebee. She asked, if you could live inside a magic card art, what would it be? Oh, is it Ebon Praetor? Because what is going on in there? Like, I'd love to be a fly on the wall of that for a little bit anyway. Then it'd probably just creep me out. But really, probably Secluded Glen. That looks beautiful. Like, you just want to go there and just relax. Whew, man. And that art, oh, So good. Next, she asks, if you had to choose one color from Magic and never use it again in any decks, what would it be? Blue. That's easy. I do not like blue. I've never liked blue. It's fine to like sometimes play like a blue splash it or something like that, but just like a true blue deck or it's like reliant on blue, it's so slow and boring and reactive and just like counter your thing or I hate it. Unless it has blue flyers, then I'm okay with it. But yeah, I'd be fine never playing blue ever again. If you could remove one card from the reserve list and add one card, what would they be? If I were to remove one, it'd probably be Gaea's Cradle, just because that thing's so expensive and it sees playing like a ton of decks and it's like needed, just so much. Or Wheel of Fortune, because that card does not deserve to be on the reserve list. Like that needs to be off of it. It's such like a fun, casual card that is just going to go up and up more and can't be reprinted. And it's such a fun effect. Like it'd probably be one of those. I think I'd be leaning toward Wheel of Fortune. Add a card, I don't really want to add any cards. But if I did, probably be like Trained Org, just because I have so many of those. And let's get the price up on those, right, guys? Rumblebee also asks, recently you mentioned getting married. What kind of decks does your husband play? Well, here's my wife, Noelle, to answer that.
Hi.
Team Crane. Noelle, what kind of decks do you play?
I don't play Magic.
I remember trying to teach you Magic, and I think it went a little something like this. Playing Island, tap 3, play Scion. All my fairies get +2/+2 and can't be targeted now. So, your turn.
Okay.
What's wrong?
I don't know what to do. I'm lost.
Well, I'm just like teaching you, so why don't you show me your hand and we'll figure out what you can do. Okay, so you have a Path, but you can't target my guys, and you have a Wrath, so you could just wipe the whole board, and I think my guys are so good that getting rid of your creatures won't hurt you as much, so you should probably do that.
Okay. Play Wrath of God.
In response, I'll counter it. Adam S. asks, have you ever played Commander? And if so, which generals do you favor? I do play Commander, but I don't really go with like a general and then make a deck around it. I usually have like a deck idea, and then I just pick a commander that fits the color scheme usually. It usually like doesn't have anything to do with the deck. But I do have to say Atraxa is amazing. Like that commander is crazy good. I bought that pre-con and it is a very good deck. And then just adding cards to it makes it so much better. The card's crazy. Love that one. Casual Magic asked, what was your first set you played and your favorite card from it? Well, my first set was Revised, so yeah. But I didn't really play Revised too much. I really like got down, learned the rules, and started playing like hardcore Zendikar. Like, yeah, it's a long gap, right? And I think probably Goblin Guide. I love that card. 1-drop for 2/2 with haste that gives like them a benefit, but not really. I love that. Just keep dropping those down and game over really fast, and I love that. Last, we have Gage, who asks, when were you first introduced to Magic? Okay, so I was 11. It was Revised, and I don't really remember how it happened, but I remember there was this small comic shop that's closed now. Used to go there with my mom, and there was like a antique store next door, and then a comic shop right next to each other, basically. So she'd go to the antique store. One day she gave me $20. She said, buy yourself a comic. I was like, okay, cool. So it takes $20, go in there, see the original like revised starter decks, and they're $10 each. And I was like, well, I got $20. Let me get 2 of these. She was not happy about that, first off. But she was like, I just wanted you to get 1 comic. You have to spend the whole 20. But yeah, that was the first time I bought Magic cards. I think the first card I remember getting was Crusade. All white creatures get +1/+1. But I just like love the art and like the idea of them and everything. I didn't really learn how to play. I just collected the cards. I remember having a Underground Sea, and like there were people in my junior high, who also played. And I remember having the Underground Sea, and a guy wanted to trade for it. I was like, oh, you can just have it. I don't even play 2 colors. Like, who does that? Woo. But yeah, I've been playing since I was 11. I took a long gap, probably after Ice Age. I think once Ice Age hit, it was just like so much text, so many like small rules I just didn't understand. The cards weren't worth anything, so you'd be like buying packs and getting absolutely nothing in value back. Yeah, like there are a few cards like Jester's Cap or Mask I wanted but never opened them. Took a long break after that. Came back like a little bit during Ravnica, and then really came back during Zendikar, and I've been playing since then. So really got into draft around Innistrad, and yeah, that's it. I'm playing this game way too long, but I still love it, and still love collecting the cards. All right, let's get to the giveaway now. So right here, got a little package from Christopher Moeller. This was a grab bag he did back in like November, December. I got one, kind of been saving it for this exactly. There should be 3 artist proofs in here. And artist proofs are basically the Magic card with the art and all the text and everything. It looks like a regular Magic card. On the back, it is just blank. It's white. So a lot of times people will get the artist to like do a little drawing or just sign it or something. Yeah, so they're kind of cool little collector's items. So there's 3 in here. Grab bag. They put random cool ones in all the grab bags. So there could be a foil lightning bolt, foil chain lightning, or a foil JT. So I'm going to open this up, see what we get. And one lucky person who comments down below, that's how we're doing it, comment down below in 1 week's time. I'll say on March 31st, because that's my birthday. I'll pick a winner, and you get to pick one of the cards from here. So let's see what we get. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we got something good in here. Oh, okay, there's the backs of them. Nothing else in there. So our first one is, it's, oh, still back, okay. Let's see what our first one is. Come on out. Come on, easier, please. Okay, here we go. Our first one is Siege Gang Commander, so signed. Goblin, we all know what this one does. Pretty cool card, so you can get signed if you want. Get a little picture on the back, maybe a goblin, turn to a token, whatever you want. We've got Reclamation Sage. This is an elf 2/1. When there's a battlefield, you destroy target artifact or equipment. Great for cube. Signed also, and we have Zealous Persecution. Oh, there's 4. What? Okay. Zealous Persecution. White and a black. Instant until end of turn. Creatures you control get +1/+1. And creatures opponents control get -1/-1. Very cool card. Great against tokens, stuff like that. Even in a token deck, pretty good. And our last one is not a foil, sadly. Is a red card. Could be Lightning Bolt. Could be Chain Lightning. It's Inner Fire. I don't know what this card is. 3 and a red. Sorcery, add 1 red to your mana pool for each card in your hand. Okay, so there we go. 4 artist proofs here, all signed. All blank on the back. Do whatever you want with them. All right, there we go. Remember to enter, just comment down below anything you want. I'll pick out a random person on March 31st to win one of the artist proofs. Also, I have a Patreon. If you want to check that out, I do some giveaways on there. Patreon.com/boostertutor. If you want to follow me on Twitter, booster_tutor. I can't say enough. Thank you so much. Sorry this was late, but thank you so much for just all the subscribers, all the views, all the love. You're all amazing. I love doing this. Hopefully I'll be doing it for another 10,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. See you next draft.